Hey everybody. So I wanted to do a second part to the video that I just did last, which is about artificial intelligence versus the organic intelligence of our being. And I'm doing the second video because this is great information. It's inspiring information. And me, as well as many others, feel that it's something that if more of us start paying more attention to, the more we have the ability to create a group coherence that overrides, that neutralizes and overrides the negative frequencies of this artificial intelligence that has become so pervasive. And as you can notice, instead of being in my room yesterday, I am next to this beautiful lake here in the state of Maine. And look at that. Okay, this is organic intelligence. This is, you tell me there isn't a greater force that knows how to make all these systems exist and work together, and they're all in communication with each other. Just as I was saying yesterday, the more that an individual becomes conscious of their own consciousness, the more they're able to visibly become aware of what appears like root systems, fine energetic gossamer threads, as my friend Martha says, that are being emitted from everybody and everything, much like underground on this planet where the root systems and the mycelia, the fungi, all these different living beings and organisms connect with one another and communicate with each other. The more we become conscious of consciousness itself, the more we become aware of that part of ourself that is infinite, that is eternal, and that is harmonized with what we're calling organic intelligence, which is mega powerful compared to artificial intelligence, which, for the most part, most people are addicted to. Okay, they are literally, almost everybody is addicted to using artificial intelligence in some form or another. And we're not conscious of the ramifications of that. Our relationship to technology is overriding our humanness. Literally, that's what's happening. So for more on this, go to the video that I did yesterday, or whenever it was, a few days ago, and listen. I went deep into it. It was a really, really powerful transmission, and it came through, and I was able to go deep into a lot of aspects of it. But essentially what it's saying is that over time, we have been conditioned, socially engineered to accept an artificial way of life. And I mean, it is so pervasive how we have been conditioned to accept what is clearly the most alien element we as a species have ever faced in any of our lifetimes that we know of, and that is artificial intelligence. When I was a child, it didn't seem like it was anywhere. The first IBM computer, they claim, was the size of a house. It was huge. Now, in a very short amount of time, we are seeing that all the systems of our world are controlled by artificial intelligence. It is so pervasive. It is so everywhere. And we, the people, have become conditioned to accept it as just normal. Now, without realizing the deeper significance, I'm seeing the sun hit my hand. How beautiful. That's organic intelligence. That's organic energy. Okay, artificial intelligence. Okay, microwaves. We are bioelectric beings. The minerals and metals of our body that are both natural and unnatural as a result of consuming artificial foods, breathing air that has tons of artificial stuff in it. By taking our attention and focusing it on artificial technology, computers, TVs, everything to do with it, making the propaganda and information that comes from it the primary thing that we talk about and focus. Okay, it does one of two things, and this is kind of speculatory. Okay, well, first of all, Think about this. When you're driving down the road, the steel-belted radials in your car emit electromagnetic frequency. So why are people road rage all the time? You know, they're driving down the road, the steel-belted radials in their tire, which metals create electricity. Some of them are ferrous and some are not ferrous, meaning some are magnetic and some are not. But they all have the ability to conduct weak or strong levels of electricity, both artificial electricity and human-made electricity. And it's very important to understand the difference between the two, because what's really happening right now on this planet, the real battle, if you will, is to the degree that we as individuals and we as a collective allow this artificial element to root itself into our consciousness. That's really what's happening. It's not it's not the politics, it's not the religion, it's not all, none of that is what, that's all smoke and mirrors. That is made to distract us from the part of consciousness that only we as individuals can do for ourselves, which is to become conscious of the power that is, for the most part, unactivated and innate in the organic bioelectricity that is pulsing through our being. Okay? We know it's there. When you get cut, your body knows how to heal itself. What's causing that? A proliferation of neuronal activity triggered by this natural bioelectricity with all the metals that are both natural and unnatural, all the metabolites, all of the salts, the minerals, the metals, all of these things are working together to create, to give consciousness the ability to be conducted. The water of our system. Water is an antenna for consciousness. Okay, these are all things that I've gone into deeply with Veda Austin and many others, Laura Eisenhower. We've all talked about this stuff. But let me go back for a second. So think about it. For how long have we been driving cars with steel-belted radials? That is, you know, you're going down the highway 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 miles an hour, and all that steel-belted radials that are in the tires are moving really, really fast and creating a massive amount of electricity, electromagnetic frequency, synthetic electricity that is impacting the natural bioelectric aspect of our human body and our consciousness, which hasn't adapted to be able to handle the influx and the pervasiveness of the artificial electricity that is seemingly everywhere now. So it is hijacking the natural bioelectric energy that is what we really are, and we're allowing it to happen. We are giving our power away to it. So here's what I was going to say before. This is somewhat theoretical, but very plausible, and even if it's not real, then we'll look at an option that absolutely is more real. One, due to the nature of all of the electromagnetic frequencies and X-rays and radio waves and satellite waves and waves that we don't even know of probably that are being emitted through all of these different systems that are human-made or installed by whatever these beings are, whether they're other beings or aliens, whatever, it doesn't matter. These systems that are creating artificial frequencies are everywhere. I'm talking because I'm kind of cold, so I'm a little bit like moving quick. And I apologize. I usually like to speak in a more calm way. And you know what? I'll let myself be calm and I'll embrace the cold and love the cold the way Wim Hof does. And these beautiful chimes. So, okay. People are road raged because of all the steel-belted radials and the effect that that's been having on them. This is way before all of these electronics were introduced. Then the electronics were introduced into our dashboards. Boom! Now we're getting all kinds of Bluetooth, all kinds of extra frequencies that the body hasn't adapted to. And we're just going about our lives, accepting it as normal, like, yeah, it's okay, that's just the way it is, it's fine, right? We love it. Oh, I have heated gloves. Speaking technology, they're not turning on. So here's what is speculatory. The amount of invisible frequency that, even though it's invisible, doesn't mean it's not physical, because it's affecting physical matter. It is affecting our consciousness. When the water and the minerals and the metals that are in our body become affected by these invisible waves that are being emitted by all these different artificial devices, they are bouncing off or activating or programming or giving some kind of artificial instruction or something to all of the metals and the water of our body. Okay, that's quite speculatory. And what makes it even more speculatory is that it isn't just the frequency that's doing it, it's that it's happening at a subatomic level, that our minds, at their current unevolved capacity to perceive quantum information, haven't evolved to become conscious of. But they are, and that's why I'm having these talks. This isn't doom and gloom at all. It's the exact opposite. But as a result of all of these artificial electric things, there is probably nanobots, nanotechnology within all of these waves that are being emitted that are affecting the natural technology in our body. That's speculatory, but very, very plausible when you really, really consider it. Now, because we're okay, and if that isn't happening, certainly what is happening that you can for sure affirm is that if there isn't nanobots in all of this artificial technology and waves that are being emitted everywhere, it certainly is interacting with the water and the metals and minerals of our body to the degree that it's causing us to focus on artificial things more than organic things. That absolutely is happening. Okay, and it doesn't take very much to realize that that's occurring. So if that's happening, then that means that our organic consciousness that we are born into this world with, that is a gift of the divine, you could say, even though we are not attuned to divine possibility. We're calling it divine, but we don't even know what that is. When we think we know something, run. When somebody thinks they know something, run. Because last time I checked, there's way more going on than I or anybody else could ever believe. And we all have an equal right to exist here and perceive this and work together and try to understand it the best we can. So if all of that stuff is happening, all this artificial stuff, and we are unconscious of it to the degree that we're allowing it to happen, then this artificial energy is causing implants to literally implant themselves into our bodies and into the bioelectric organic nature of our consciousness itself, causing us to hyper-focus more and more on this artificial intelligence agenda. Because that, again, that's what's really happening here. This isn't politics. It's not religion. Again, this is a frequency. Are we, as these beings that we are, going to unconsciously allow this beautiful, quote-unquote, divine aspect of consciousness that is animating our being? Are we going to allow it to be so influenced by all of this artificial stuff that's going on that we become artificial, that we literally become part of the metaverse? Or are we going to do the opposite? Are we going to say, you know what? Wow. Oh my God. Look at all the towers that humankind or whatever they are have put everywhere. Look at the cities that we have built on this planet. Okay, every city is not in a geometric harmony with the natural principles of the universe. All of this stuff is creating a massive amount of electromagnetic frequency that is so pervasive and has been going on for so long that we've accepted it as normal. Getting cold, sorry. Get my hat. So are we, meaning you and I, going to realize, my hat, it's warm, are we going to realize that this is what's happening? You can see it. You can see the towers everywhere. You can see the cities. We drive the cars. You can see people get road rage. Why? Why? Because we are almost entirely disconnected from the organic, natural energies that we were born into this world with. And because nobody taught us that we can focus on this organic, innate intelligence that causes not only our bodies to heal, but allows us to be conscious in these forms, that allows entire ecosystems to work together, not just on this planet, into infinity. It is a terrestrial, celestial phenomenon that is taking place, and we have the potential to become hyper conscious of all of it at a quantum level, to the degree that when we do, and believe me, there's no mistaking it, when we do, we become conscious to a degree that we neutralize all of these artificial frequencies that right now most people are giving their power to, and we create override frequencies that allow us to become conscious at a level that many have spoken of, but that we don't really know the possibility of. However, if you look up at night or you look down at the complexity of the planet beneath us, we're talking about some serious creative potential that is backed up by infinite sources and support, unlike artificial stuff, which is finite and limited. As amazing as it is, as everywhere as it is, it's this big compared to all of this, compared to what is giving me the ability to form words through a language that I was taught, that you are listening to and making sense of. It's amazing. But really, ultimately, we have the potential to evolve beyond all the limitations that keep us stuck in oh, I'm a victim, and why is this happening to me? And oh my God, we're working in a system that its geometries are totally out of alignment with universal principles, and we are empowering a vision that is not our own. When we choose to empower the power that is already pulsing through our veins, that is the pulse of our heart, and we focus on that, and we make that a priority, and we form a relationship, a marriage, a love affair that transcends the human notion of love, we begin to activate dormant perceptual centers that are all through us. And when we are all in and we start making relationships with other people who are like, wait a minute, oh my God, I am aware, oh my God, I see, I'm all in. I'm all in. I am going to focus on the organic intelligence, the organic innate intelligence that's pulsing through my being, and I'm going to prioritize it. When we make that commitment ourselves and we network with others who are making that commitment, we have the potential to reverse all the damage that we have caused and are causing, because we are part of, yes, there's globalization happening that is causing all this, but we are active participants in it by being unconscious of how powerful our consciousness is. And until we choose to take that power back by self-illuminating, become conscious of consciousness as it animates all of the bioelectric organs and glands of our body. And when you do that, you amplify the potential of that organic innate intelligence that is in your body. You amplify the potential of it to the degree that you start sending signals and frequencies out into the multiverse, to the degree that others become conscious of our efforts to do that, and they come in and assist. Because what else? Gonna sit home, complain about Joe Biden or Donald Trump, complain about your neighbor, sit there and watch TV and be a victim or wait for some savior to come to the rescue? Or are you going to be the one who chooses to say, you know what? All the pain and suffering and sorrow and manipulation and all that in the world isn't terrible. It looks terrible and it feels terrible, but it's actually a signaling to us the need to turn on the greater capacities that are unactivated and dormant within ourselves to become more conscious of the nature of consciousness itself. And that, in turn, allows us to become the representatives of something that is exemplified through our voices, through our state of being, through the way we interrelate with each other, through the way that we represent the higher virtues of what it can mean to be human. And right now, not a lot of people are really truly doing that. I do everything in my power every day to do that and to form relationships and connections with people that are also recognizing the importance of that. And the more of us do this, the quicker this 100th monkey effect has the potential to happen. And we can move away from being hairless apes that aren't even, we're primates essentially, but apes are way more attuned to nature than we are. But we can become attuned to the organic, natural aspects of humanity. I wanted to, I'm going to walk out on the lake here because I want you guys to see the beauty of this. And when I knocked the phone down, it shut off. I just speak through my videos. I don't usually stop. Look at all the snow out here. It's beautiful drifts. Oh my God, look how deep it is. I'm going to get cold, but I'm doing it. Look at this. See, there's windmills over there. There's a tower next to it. They're everywhere. But the thing is, the point I wanted to make is, look at that. Okay? Look at that. And look at that, especially at night, on a clear night. You, me, we are supported by something that's already here. It's already here. It is in us. It is what we are. We are it right now, right here. All we got to do is start focusing on it. And it becomes conscious. Sorry, it already is conscious to the degree that we focus on it. But when we start to focus on it, it starts to focus on us. The more you pay attention to the organic intelligence of life pulsing through your being, oh my God, sorry. The more it starts to upgrade your human organic technology. You begin to know yourself as the light, the spark of the miracle that you truly are. And it's happening in me. It's happening in others that I know. Look at these beautiful wind chimes. I haven't practiced in a while. I love music. Sing, tone, connect, but focus. I love humanity. I love our potential. I know that others do too. I love our children. I love the higher virtues of me when I choose to remain in presence with them. And I know others do too. It is time for us to embody and exemplify the potential that we all know is possible. And when we do that, It can't be faked. Look at that old, I think it's an old windmill. I'm at one of my dear brother's houses on the lake. We can't fake it. When you do this work, you become the embodiment of it, and people will feel you. They will they will feel it pulsating through you. And like sympathetic resonance, whereas on a guitar or a stringed instrument or a piano, where one string is hit, the others will start to vibrate, but in their own way, with a different sound. We are very much like that at the beginning stages. The more advanced stages are we become conscious of the light body, you could call it, that is active, that is all around us at all times, because the more we begin to function from all of the higher virtues and aspects of our being, the more the energy field becomes complete around us, and the more we become conscious of it. And when that begins to happen, you are no longer bound to who you think you are. You literally become conscious of the geometric consciousness that you truly are, and it begins to do things to you, working with you. While you're conscious of it, it's conscious of you. Things that there are not even words or theories or books or anything to explain. And it's what's going on. And all of the disaster and pain and suffering in the world exists because this hasn't been going on. And it's happening now because there's one thing going on, and it really wants us to take responsibility for this creative aspect of reality within ourselves. And when we do, again, I'm cold, sorry. It can't be faked. There's no way to fake. You become so incoherent. Your heart, your brain, your kidney, your liver, your organs, everything functions in coherence with one another. And the feeling of it feels like the best feeling you've ever felt times infinity. And that can be normal. That's normal. And the more that we do that, the more this new normal, the new systems, the solutions to every single problem that we are all a part of and all have created will start to become self-evident because they're already here. As my dear friend Martha says, the divine gift is human. Use your gift. Be present with the present of life. And then meet up with me and we'll do tons of fun events. Sorry, my lips are cold. That's why I'm talking. We'll do tons of fun events. I will sing, I'll entertain. I don't give a crap what anybody thinks about me. I love greater than people's opinions or beliefs or no. And I know that everybody has the potential to do that. And that's what we want to bring out in each other so that we can play, so that we can have fun, so we can love. I could just go on forever, so I'm going to stop now. But you get the point. Thank you for being with me. I love you all. And this is it. It's happening. It's literally happening. We're being brought to the point where all these bad things aren't bad. They're just trying to teach us to wake up and evolve. That's what it's doing. It's literally teaching us to do it. But it's up to us. Look how cool this thing is. It's up to us to decide whether we're going to do it. I've made up my mind. I know tons of other humans, individuals, beings who've also made up their mind. What about you? Because when you do, there are beings, celestial beings in the heavens waiting to support us, to work with us, to help us, to guide us, to be with us. And they're not going to do it if we're victims or living in fear or all these problems that everybody's so stuck in. No, they want to do it with self-illuminated, self-empowered beings that are so grateful for every moment because it could be over in a freaking second. Wow, it's interesting. There's lots of little, people see little things and they're like, oh, there's orbs, there's this and that, and all it is just light hitting the camera in a certain way. But I have never seen anything like this. And it's really interesting because I just did a talk about the web of life and how interconnected life is. And I don't know, I just went to like video this because it looks so beautiful like that. And this came out of nowhere. Affirmation of what we focus on, it comes into being. Now, this looks a little kind of like chaotic, I guess. The web of life that I'm conscious of is infinite and incomprehensible from a limited human perspective. However, I've never seen anything like this. It is really, really cool.